Quite some time later.
Hello?
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 Hi, False.
Have you been eaten?
I'm inside the eagle.
Yeah, have you been eaten by the eagle?
I have. Quickly, get in here. This is vital.
How? Oh, wait.
I don't know. Dig through its skin.
Yeah, let me do that. Okay, just gonna make my way in from above. I don't have any blocks on me to just like...
That's okay.
You know what? One moment. I'm gonna be right back.
Falsey, this is supposed to be a super secret rendezvous.
Yeah, it's not.
You've
not very
totally given
secret.
it away now. Jeez.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Where are you?
Well, you didn't tell me it was secret. Where are you? Wait, where are you?
Oh, hi, I'm here.
Where?
Hi.
Where?
In this direction.
How are you in this part of,
Hi.
of him? Okay. Interesting. But sure. I guess this is the stomach. Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
This is the stomach. I came in through the top like a normal person.
Oh, okay. There was a trapdoor up above to lead you actually into the eagle, but you know.
Yeah.
Ignore that.
Okay. Well, we'll get inside, please. We need to fix him also.
Okay.
Jeez.
Okay. Yeah.
Good stuff. All right.
Okay.
You've got the goods, have you?
I have some goods, yeah.
Excellent. I've got the
Some
goods
of
too.
these.
Ooh. That's exactly what I need.
Yeah. Okay.
I've brought you the good stuff.
Oh,
Yes.
the other goods. Okay.
1-for-1 trade?
Yeah, that works for me. I could do with some jack-o'-lanterns,
Excellent.
and you could do with some tinted glass. So
Okay, well,
I'll just throw them at you.
yeah, you throw them at me,
That
and then
works.
you can take the lanterns out of the barrel. And
Okay.
I think that concludes our business.
That was really good that we did that secretively. You know?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Don't
we didn't want anyone
want
to
anyone
see that.
knowing.
Of course. By the way, have you tried the Elven Kisses from Scar's sweet shop?
Not yet. I should probably do that. They look
No.
nice.
I would advise that you don't. Giga Pies all the way. I mean, watch what happens when you eat one of these things. Watch this. Oh. Oh.
Okay. Well, I mean, good escape route, I guess.
Yeah, that actually was a super secret escape. That was awesome.
Yeah, it works for the secret rendezvous.
Yeah, but would highly recommend Giga Pies over the Elven Kisses. These are very bad for your stomach. It looks like it. All right.
Okay. Yeah, I'll think about it.
All right, Falsey. Thanks for the glass. See you later.
All right, see ya.
Greetings, cyberdogs and citizens of the Interbubs. This is Ren digging in now, coming at ya in another Minecraft episode from the HermitCraft server. We're kicking things off today, my friends, from the GIGACORP Industrial Mushroom Island, where in today's episode, we're going to be building the biggest creeper farm that we have ever made on the HermitCraft server, so that we can create all the TNT required to fuel the Hexadecachopper, which is going to be the biggest tree farm that we have ever created on the HermitCraft server. So I hope you've got a tasty beverage to hand, my friends, because we have got an absolutely insane amount of work to do for this episode, and I'm going to dedicate the entire week to making this creeper farm happen. It's gonna be so sweet, but we better get started because even though I've spent most of today collecting all of the resources that we're going to need for this farm, we still need a couple more ingredients to bake this creeper cake into something tasty, my dudes. And basically what we still need is a bunch of tinted glass. And on live stream a few days ago, we got lucky and we found this massive geode in the ocean here, just off the coast of the Mushroom Island, which is great. And for the last few days or so, I've just been coming here to harvest these crystals so that we can make a ton of tinted glass. Now, the tinted glass is probably a block that we don't actually need for this build, but the more time I spent on this creeper farm in creative, the more I wanted to make it look absolutely insane. I want this not only to be the best creeper farm that we've ever made, harvesting an incredible amount of gunpowder per hour, I also want it to look amazing, right? If we're gonna be building stuff for GIGACORP, we need to make sure that what we build is gonna fly the GIGACORP flag high up in the freaking sky. And after a few days of creative designing, my friends, I think I've come up with the most awesome design for what is basically a quad cell auto-killing creeper farm, which in theory should farm creepers at close to 100% efficiency because of the way that the farm is designed. And throughout today's episode, while we're building this farm, guys, I'm going to tell you exactly how this sucker works and we're gonna go through the building of this thing together because I don't want to be the only one that suffers, okay? You guys are gonna suffer with me, trust me. This build, it's one of those builds that is kind of painful to actually do because it's so finicky and there's so many little things that you have to do perfectly for it to work. But once it's completed, oh, my sainted aunt, my dudes. It's gonna be insane, man. We're gonna be harvesting creepers like nobody's business, and we're gonna be one step closer to filling Corralis's incredible log shop back at the new shopping district as soon as freaking possible. So you know what, guys? Let's get straight down to business, shall we? I usually reserve our time lapses for a little bit later on in the episode, you know, but you know what? For today's episode, we're kicking into time lapse mode right freaking meow, my dudes, because we got work to do, and the first thing that we gotta do is build the skeleton of our quad cell creeper farm, and that's gonna be only halfway through what we need to get done. So, Rosie, I guess it's time lapse time, baby.
Your delivery of 1 gigabug surveillance system from GIGACORP has arrived, Rendog. Would you like to initiate free installation?
Finally, Rosie! Geez, so much for next day delivery, hey? Anyway, we can't complain too much. This Gigabug camera drone is going to make our lives so much easier when we're building massive structures like this giant creeper farm. So, yeah, please install it, Rosie. Go ahead.
Installation in progress. Please hold still, Rendog.
Rosie, does it really need to be installed on my belt buckle? I mean, it's got quite a few sharp-looking blades on it, and whoa, that kind of tickles my tummy. Take it easy, jeez.
Settle down, Rendog. Installation is complete. Please test your product before providing feedback.
All right. I'm still not happy with having tiny copter blades so close to important body bits though, Rosie, but okay, here goes nothing. Let's give this Gigabug a test flight, shall we? Oh, this is absolutely awesome. Oh my goodness, this is a total game changer for us, Rosie. Yo, thanks for the recommendation, baby. 5 stars from me, that is for sure. This is a fantastic product from GigaCorp, man. I love it.
No problem, Rendog. Now can we get back to work, please?
Yes, ma'am, right away. Jeez, can't a guy even just enjoy playing with his drone for a few minutes? What has this world come to? It's completely outrageous. It's the next day in real life, cyberdiggity dogs, and I am up bright and early this morning to get cracking on our creeper farm. I want to get this thing built today, no matter what it takes, no matter how many hours I have to grind. This thing will get completed today. Obi-Wan Alfonso Kenobi, my little chihuahua, is fast asleep in his basket, which means it's work time for Papa. And, well, we better get cracking because we've got so much to do, my friends. First things first, let's use our recently installed Gigabug to have a look at the progress that we've made so far. And as you can see, I've basically built the bare foundations of this farm, and today we're going to need to do the redstone. This farm is based on a very simple creeper farm that was originally designed by Nembomb, I believe. And the way that it works is that we have these platforms over here that creepers spawn in, right? We've got trapdoors on the roof, so only creepers can spawn inside here due to their height. And using a hopper clock, we are going to be flushing these platforms every 20 seconds or so. Those creepers are going to get flushed down into this collecting bay, and we'll use water streams to then push the creepers into a bubble vator, and the bubble vator will send them all the way up to the top of the farm over here. And we're going to be processing the creepers here and collecting the gunpowder all the way at the very top of the farm. Now, the reason that we are collecting the creepers up here is because all the way up here, we're about 200 on the Y, 200 blocks from the surface of the planet, which means that we're far enough away to stop any other hostile mobs spawning. And we should just be spawning creepers inside of the cells, which means we're going to basically have maximum efficiency when it comes to actually spawning the creepers. And this is why we needed all of that tinted glass, of course. We need to make sure that these cells have 0 light level in them. And tinted glass is, of course, a unique glass block because even though it is transparent to the eye, it actually doesn't let any light go through it. So you can use it as a way to block light. And that's what we're using it for here, right? So all the light levels inside of the spawning platforms are now at 0. We are high enough to stop any other mobs spawning, which means only creepers shall spawn inside there. Uh-oh, we've got some mobs spawning on top of the farm here, guys. That's because they're spawning on these blocks here. And this is, of course, where the redstone cables are going to go to control the flushing mechanism for each of these cells. So we shouldn't worry about that too much. So yeah, first step though, I reckon let's get the flushing mechanisms into the cells. We need to get some dispensers and water buckets and observers in there, and this is probably going to be the most painful task of all of the redstone tasks. So buckle in, friends. We've got some painful redstone to do. Oh, joy. I cannot tell a lie, cyberdiggity dogs. I'm feeling mildly overwhelmed by the huge list of things that we actually have to achieve in today's episode, especially when it comes to the redstone stuff, because my redstone skills are mildly lacking, to say the very least. I think the best way to approach this project is just one step at a time, so let's start with the flushing mechanism in each of these creeper spawning cells, right? And the way the system works is actually kind of simple. Essentially what we have is a chain of observers and dispensers, and the very first observer in the chain will trigger the dispenser below it, which will then trigger the observer below the dispenser, which will then trigger the dispenser below the observer, and so on and so forth. Essentially what happens is every single dispenser in the chain gets flushed in the end, and, well, all the creepers get flushed into the collecting mechanism. Now, these are probably famous last words, guys, but I do believe each of our creeper spawning cells has now been set up correctly, and it's taken me a little bit longer than I anticipated, but I'm very happy to say that, yeah, every single platform has now been flooded and unflooded correctly. Each of the dispensers has a bucket in it, and the next step is probably going to be the most painful step, the one I'm really not looking forward to. You see this giant pipe behind me? Yeah, we got to fill that thing with water, and we got to make it a huge column of water sources so that we can turn it into a bubble vator. And I'm really, really not looking forward to this. I spent a little bit of time collecting a ridiculous amount of kelp. There it is. Let's get some buckets of water going here too. This is one of the biggest parts of the entire farm, and once we get this up and running, oh man, we are going to be very close to getting this thing fired up today, which is excellent. Now, let's start with some soul sand at the very bottom of the bubble vator, and the creepers are going to be landing in these water channels and eventually ending up in the very center here. And this is kind of where I'd appreciate some help from you guys, okay? I've been kind of trying to figure out a design for this creeper bubble vator thing, and I haven't quite figured out whether this is the most efficient way to get the creepers from the water sources into the bubble vators. But this is the design that I'm going to be going with. Now, if any of you guys have a better way to do this, please do hit me up on Twitter with a screenshot of your build, and I'll try upgrade it for the next episode. But yeah, pretty much what we're going to do is have a 3x3 bubble vator so that the maximum number of creepers can actually get pushed into the bubble vator and sent up to the top for processing. And that means, of course, we need to wall off the water sources like so. And if I've done this correctly, we should have a completely walled off system here. There we go. Okay, so the water sources are in fact contained, and we'll have to open the fence gates too so that the creepers can get through. But as you can see, we've got a bit of a problem over here in the middle one, right? This is obviously not a water source, which means we need to flood the system from all the way up there first, and then plant some kelp from the bottom and all the way up again to turn them into water sources. And I suppose we can fly our way through here. If I could break that in time. Okay, perfect. Nice. Professional. Professional Minecrafter. Oh my goodness. We don't have enough buckets of water to continue the project. Professional. Okay, the next step is kind of difficult to explain, but actually super interesting. So stick with me here, guys. What we're going to try and do here is create a water source that is not only going to act as the water source of the delivery bubble vator for the creepers, but it is also going to be the source of water that is going to flush the creepers into the kill zone, or into the area where we are actually going to be farming them. All right, now that the water is flowing, we can open up the floor here, and that's going to send the water all the way down to the soul sand at the bottom of the bubble vator. There it goes, right? You can see it heading down. Now, while we wait for that to get to the bottom, check it out, guys. This is where the creepers are going to eventually be collected, right? Now, we're going to get to this section in a moment. We need to find a way to kill the creepers and collect their gunpowder. But first and foremost, we've got to turn this bubble vator into a solid water source. And this is the bit I've not been looking forward to very much here, guys. Managed to get myself a couple of potions of water breathing from Cub Fan's coffee shop, and that means we don't have to worry about drowning. But we are going to have to worry about spending probably an hour or so doing this, because this is probably going to take quite a long time to do, Cyber Dogs, as we're going to have to grow 9 giant kelp plants all the way to the top of the bubble vator. So give me a bit of time to get this done, and yeah, that's going to get us one step closer to actually farming creepers today. Nice! Oh my goodness, all I can see when I close my eyes right now is kelp, guys. That was quite an interesting grind. I don't think I've ever planted that much kelp in my life before, but there we go. The bubble vator is almost ready to go. Let's have a look at this kelp, man. Is everything looking good? Yep, everything's looking good. Okay, now for the fun bit. We get to turn this giant column of kelp into a massive bubble vator. And this is going to be awesome, man. We can zoom our way all the way to the top of the farm using this thing now. This is, of course, where the creepers are going to be traveling, but here we go. Whee! Look at that, man. That is so awesome. Thing's going to be completely saturated with creepers, hopefully. And when they get out to the top, they should pop out and eventually get flushed, eventually over the edge of this thing here and into the chamber where they will, well, basically die on top of a bunch of campfires, which, speaking of campfires, that's our next step. Oh, we're getting so close now, guys. I can feel it. To be honest, guys, I didn't think we were going to get here this week, but we are now at the business end of the farm, aka the AFK platform / kill zone of the creepers. And we have very few steps left to get this project up and running. I am so excited. This is going to be so sweet. We really don't have that much more to do here, guys. All we need to do is install a powered rail for a hopper minecart. And above that powered rail, we are going to, of course, be sticking in the actual thing that is going to murderize the creepers. And that is soul campfires. Soul campfires do more damage to mobs than regular campfires. And this is going to be a nice quick way to process those creepers. It's not a great system to use if you're worried about lag, because campfires actually produce a bunch of lag. So I don't know if anybody has a better idea than this, hit me up in the comments. But this is how we're going to do it here for now. And we might make some adjustments later on if we need to deal with the lag situation. I should probably clear these chests of all the filthy kelp too, actually, before we get this running. But yeah, just one more step to go, guys, and that is to install the redstone that is going to be controlling the flushing of the cells itself and do a bit of cleanup and stuff, and we're almost ready to go. Oh my goodness, this is awesome. Cyber diggity dogs from all over the world. It's just gone 5 p.m. here in England, and it's literally just started raining outside of my office window. I can't think of a more apt moment to put our creeper farm to the test for the very first time. That's right, after a full day of grinding, everybody, I think we are ready to actually test this farm out. I have just installed an Etho hopper clock, which is actually kind of awesome. Our farm is going to be powered by the brain of Etho. Isn't that awesome? But yeah, everything should be ready to go. We've got the killing chamber ready to go. We've got the bubble vator ready. The aqueducts are ready underneath to deliver the creepers into the bubble vator. All of the platforms have been correctly flooded, or hopefully have been correctly flooded. There's one thing I've forgotten here, right? We need to get rid of all the scaffolding before we can do anything, because the creepers might get stuck on the scaffolding. Here's the thing though, guys. Once we turn the system on, it basically can't really get turned off, because we've got lights currently on the platforms that are going to be spawning creepers while the other platforms are flushing, and when the system turns on, these torches are going to get flushed away, and that means creepers are going to start spawning, and it's going to be nigh impossible to get in there to do any maintenance work. So I'm just hoping beyond hope that I haven't made any mistakes here, and that we can actually trigger this thing, and we're going to see creepers flying up here very, very shortly. Well, there's nothing left to do but install one more final bit of redstone here, guys, to connect the hopper clocks to the flushes themselves, and I don't actually have any redstone in my inventory, which is highly professional. I mean, really professional. Tactical also, right? I've got to try and get some more minutes on the video. You know what I'm saying, my dudes? Professional YouTuber. Anyway, let's get this one little bit of redstone in, and let's get this thing fired up, guys. Hold your fingers, hold your paws, hold your thumbs. I really hope that everything is working. Let's get the Gigabug up and running, and we should see the flushing mechanisms kicking off. And look at that, our first creeper. Nice. Couple of creepers, in fact, have been spawned over here. They should get flushed off now. We're not really at the correct level for spawning, but that is our first 4 creepers going down into the processing facilities. It's a little bit dark down here, unfortunately, but let's have a look. Are they going to get pushed into the bubble vator? That one got stuck over there. He's going to have to wait for some friends to push him into the bubble vator itself, I think. Okay, tell you what, let's get ourselves up to the spawning platform. All the way up here, we should have maximum spawning. And it's just Gem and Falsy on the server right now, so the spawn rate should be pretty good for us while we're up in the AFK zone. So let's get up here, and we can get our Gigabug activated again, and let's have a look. Are we spawning any more creepers than usual? Okay, that's starting to look like a nice amount of creepers getting spawned there, right? Very, very good. Let's have a look down here, what's happening. Yeah, they're starting to go. There they go. Creepers flying up the pipe. Nice. We should see them bouncing off the top here. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? The creepers come flying out the bubble vator. They sort of shoot out the top. It reminds me of like an arcade game or something, right? Like Whack the Creeper as they fly out here. Okay, that is a lot of creepers now starting to flood through the system. Oh my goodness, look at this. A spider? Dang it! Where'd the spider come from? That's not good. That's not good, guys. That means that there is a rogue spawn spot in one of the cells. Gonna have to try and figure that one out, but I'm super happy about this. The creepers are coming, and we are making some serious gunpowder already around here. You know what we need to do though, guys, before we end this episode, right? I mean, every big redstone farm requires one thing for the thumbnail, right? We got to get a number per hour, you know? 10,000 gunpowder per hour farm, exclamation mark. That's got to be the thumbnail, right? So why don't we run a scientific experiment? I'm going to AFK in this farm for exactly 1 hour. I'll clean up all the chests now, and we will AFK for exactly 1 hour, and we'll figure out exactly how much gunpowder this thing makes per hour / per 24 hours, and then we can make our thumbnail because, you know, professional Minecrafter and professional YouTuber. Alright, just got back from walking Obi-Wan Alfonso Kenobi the Chihuahua, my friends, and I'm super excited to show you guys the results of our creeper farm test. We've been running for exactly 1 hour, and I collected all of the gunpowder from all of the chests and stuck them into this chest, giving us a total of 42 stacks of gunpowder, or 2,688 gunpowder per hour. Which, I have no idea if that is like a really good rate or not, but 42 stacks is probably more than enough to keep the Hexadecachopper up and running for a good amount of time, guys. So I am very, very happy with this farm, super happy with how it's turned out. Just want to try figure out a more efficient way to actually get the creepers into the bubble veta, and we should be laughing. But yeah, what an insane week it's been grinding this project out. I love it so much. Probably one of the best redstone farms that I've ever created. I'm really proud of it. However, I do believe it still needs a little bit more jazz, a little bit more spice, and I think this is also a perfect opportunity for GIGACORP to stamp its authority here on the HermitCraft server, and to show all of my fellow hermits that this here island is the industrial heartland of GIGACORP for Season 9. And long may the ever-grinding wheels of the GIGACORP machine turn and drive us towards our very bright future here in the Gigaverse.